The Prime Minister was very happy to get a call today from the man who most helped him to smash the coalition on Saturday, Donald Trump.
I had a very warm and positive conversation with President Trump just a short while ago when I was at the Lodge, and I thank him for reaching out in such a positive way.
Trump helped Albanese win because voters really got scared seeing what Trump was doing and thinking Peter Dutton was a Trump type too, which, well, Labor told them again and again he was.
This is Doji Dutton taking his cues, his instructions and his policies straight from the US.
We don't have to adopt all of America's policies.
Peter Dutton's campaign to be Prime Minister is just a cut and paste from the United States.
And today Trump showed exactly why he is such a perfect bogeyman, threatening again to invade Greenland, which from Denmark, take it from Denmark, which is supposed to be an American ally.
But you are not ruling out military force to take Greenland.
I don't rule it out. I don't say I'm going to do it, but I don't rule out anything. No, not there. We need that. We need Greenland very badly.
Trump also outraged many Catholics with a post implying he should be the next pope. But if Albanese this morning was very happy to hear from Donald Trump, by this afternoon the smile would have been wiped from his face when it turned out that Trump was now threatening our film industry. We make a lot of American films here, including the Wolverine ones, some of the Mission Impossibles. But Trump now says he wants all films that are imported to America hit with 100% tariffs.
We're making very few movies now. Hollywood is being destroyed. Now, you have an incompetent, grossly incompetent governor that allowed that to happen. So I'm not just blaming other nations, but other nations, a lot of them, have stolen our movie industry.
How often did I say during the campaign, Peter Dutton had to distance himself from Donald Trump by attacking Trump as a menace to Australian workers and a threat to American allies. Didn't do it? Now look. Joining me is the country's top foreign affairs writer, Greg Sheridan of The Australian. Greg, Donald Trump, why is he carrying on like this, threatening to invade Greenland? And how much has it hurt Peter Dutton?
Oh, look, Andrew, I think it hurt Peter Dutton enormously. So a lot of fascinating things out of this election. One thing no one's commented on much is that this is a new historic low for primary support for the two major parties, down to 66%, 2% lower than it was last time. There were subjective factors such as you've rightly commented, the most incompetent coalition campaign ever in our history. Unbelievable, staggering. I've been a professional journalist for 47 years. I've never seen a worse campaign. And the big Trump factor. Trump is now a menace to centre-right politics all over the world. He has done the impossible. He has reversed the normal association. He now associates conservative parties with instability. So the core offering of a conservative party is we are stable and sensible and predictable and secure. And Trump is, behaves half the time like a lunatic. Now, his style is completely unique. He's partly in the entertainment business. He floods the zone. He does everything that everyone's commented about him. Some of the stuff he says, he doesn't believe himself, but he does and says grotesque things, and it repels voters. He's deeply underwater in America now. He's in negative approval rating all over the place in America. And of course, it appalls Australian voters. And it's not only that Albanese painted Dutton as Trump-like, Dutton himself, when Trump enjoyed his brief moment of popularity after election, Dutton said, well, I'll be much better able to deal with Trump, because we're on the same wavelength. And then he lumbered poor Jacinta Price with the Department of Government Efficiency. And then Trump attacked Zelensky and went bananas with tariffs. So Albanese is a lucky general. Dutton, he's a good man. I honour his service and everything, but he was both an incompetent and an unlucky general.
Unbelievable. It was unbelievable. Greg, this election, Labor didn't even present a defence policy. The Liberals announced theirs only days before the election, and even then wouldn't say what they'd spend money on and against which country these armaments were aimed for. I wonder whether both sides now are too scared of backlash from Chinese Australian voters to talk about the communist regime as a threat. What does this election tell you about our ability to protect ourselves given that parameter?
Well, this election was terrible from national security. So, Andrew, I say in a column tomorrow, the world as we know it is ceasing to exist, and we're having a debate about work from home. You know, this was a ridiculous election. It was ridiculous on both sides. It's a terrible outcome for Australia. Normally I would prefer a majority government, but I actually thought it would be bad if Albanese got a majority this time, because it would reinforce every bad instinct in the Labor Party, and that's what it's going to do. You govern by welfare payments, you say nothing about defence. Labor has promised effectively to do nothing on defence. Now, Chinese Australians now do tend to vote against the coalition, but I don't think we can blame them for that, and I don't think we can sort of impute anything about their loyalty or anything like that. The coalition makes no effort with ethnic voters. It's dumb, it's stupid beyond belief. You know, I used to live in Sydney, and being a foreign editor, I'd go to ethnic functions every other night. Every one I ever went to, Bob Carr was there. He was then the Premier, and there were Labor politicians galore. You never saw a Liberal. Now, the Chinese diaspora in Australia is intimidated by the Chinese government. The Australian state doesn't protect them. Dutton and Morrison kept talking about going to war with China when they had no armaments. That was very stupid. There's a problem with the name. You talk about the Chinese. That has an ethnic connotation as well as a national connotation. I've suggested people should use the official title for the government of China and call it the People's Republic of China, or the PRC, to get away from using the ethnic connotation. And of course, Labor ruthlessly exploits anything the Liberals do in that field. But the Liberals can't just whinge and moan about it. They've got to go out and court these voters. That's what politics is. You believe in something, you fight for it, you polarise the electorate, and you win the argument. You've got to win the argument against amongst Australians of very diverse backgrounds.
You're so correct. And the clumsy way of the terms you use are so important. I mean, I've got many Chinese in-laws whose families have been here for 100 years longer than my own, broader accents than my own, to sort of lump them in with people just come in from China with relatives still there, liable to being blackmailed or whatever, or threatened by the Chinese Communist Party. I think it's a huge mistake, but there you go. Greg Sheridan, thank you so much for your time.